How rainy, snowy, cold, dry, hot does it really get in Boise, Idaho? Discover the activities you can do, the clothes you'll need, the vehicles you'll need, the conditions that the weather is, the temperature, everything about Boise so that you get a real outlook at what Boise's weather is really like. First, we're gonna dive into March. The average high temperature, and on my estimation, is gonna be somewhere in between the 45 to 65 degree for the high, making it average about 55 degrees. And then at nights, you're gonna be constantly seeing that temperature being around the freezing mark. The weather is kind of windy, kind of rainy. Depending on where you look, I've seen it say it's really rainy, like 1.5 inches, and I've seen some places say it's more like 3/4 of an inch of rain in March. That can vary. March can be a little bit of a crazy month. You'll see people who wear a coat in the morning, scrape off their windshield in the morning, drive with the heater on to work, and then when they're coming home from work, they might be in the t-shirt, they might be swapping the jeans out for shorts when they get home. Because Idaho is so far north, you'll see that in the summer we have super, super long days, in the winter super short days. And March 21st is spring, and so when the earth is spinning flat, the day is about 12 hours long. You'll also see neighborhood parks starting to get some activity as people think 55, 60 degrees is warm, and it's actually a very nice time to take advantage of those parks because the sun's not blazing hot on you. I'm gonna lump April and May together in one. They are different, however, it's kind of the same season. You get a lot of sunny skies and then the next day you get rain for a couple days. And so you can kind of see that's when things are starting to bloom, the grass is growing, kids are out in the streets playing, neighborhood parks are really full at this time on sunny days. There's no tropical storms, monsoons, there's none of that. We're talking just rain, a slow drizzle throughout the day. We don't really have too many storms. You're starting to see the end of May, neighborhood pools are being opened up, people are going to do day hikes. Now, the beginning of April, we're almost about 13 hours of daylight, 7 o'clock a.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. Now, by the end of May, that gets really close to 6 o'clock sunrise and closer to the 8 o'clock sunset. So it's about a 14-hour day towards the end of May. If you have a toddler and he or she's a sensitive sleeper, you might want to pick up some drapes that don't let any light in. June is when it starts to feel a little bit more like summer. People are out in their shorts and t-shirts. We get reminded that we're not in full summer yet when a thunderstorm or two hit us hard in June. It seems to never fail. Even in the nights, we'll get some high temperature nights like 50s, but for the most part, we're a very, very nice temperature, low in the 50s, high in the 80s type of temperatures. Precipitation in June is way higher than July and August. When you drive through the hills, when you go from city to city, or you're traveling up Highway 55 to go take your recreation for the weekend, the hills are green and beautiful. It is the time to visit Boise. I would think June is one of our top months. One way to gauge what type of activities are going on in June is the Roaring Springs passes that the elementaries give out. If your kid reads so much time, it's like the old Pizza Hut book it clubs growing up. Roaring Springs allows you to come in June. Why? Because June's not as busy. When they don't want to give away those free passes is July and August. Many people are starting to hit the lakes. Not everyone. Temperature of the water is a little cooler and the temperature in the day is plenty fine. June is overall a warm month. People are wearing their flip-flops, their shorts and t-shirts. It is full summer, just with an occasional reminder that you better put your raincoat on. July and August are our hot months. Now for us, it's hot and dry. We'll get 2 weeks, 1 week of 100 or more as the high temperature. But for the most part, we're in the 90s and the nights are in the 60s. You won't find any humidity in Boise or the Boise area. It is a dry heat. You wanna go to weather.com and check everything. It'll probably tell you something along the same lines with more accurate pinpointed data, but I'm just telling you from my experience, it is a good time to be outside doing all the activities that Idahoans love. Camping in the mountains is amazing because of the cool nights. There is so much to do in our summers. Go rafting. That river does not stand a chance against the hot day. It feels really good. To give you a length of day in the summertime, the sun rises around the 5:30, 5:45 mark to my recollection. And then in the nighttime, we are starting our fireworks around 10:15 at night. I personally really like how much sun there is, but I know if you're trying to put your kids down and it's 9 o'clock at night and it's still light outside, that might not go well with little Junior. As for clothing, the flip-flops, the t-shirts, the cutoffs, the shorts, the swim shorts, the bathing suits, they're out in full force in July and August. Now I'm gonna lump September and October together as one as more of the fall season Because, for example, in 2019, October was so cold. I mean, it was beyond cold, and then we had like this warm November. It was really odd. The nice fall time, we're talking in the 70s and 80s is the high, and it's super nice outside. And then the nights, they start to dip and they get into the 40s, and sometimes you'll see them even crack a freezing. But for the most part, it's just a nice little chilly. Some people don't like the fall because they know it follows. But for me, I actually love the fall. The fall is definitely my favorite. Relatively dry, just mostly the temperatures are dropping. You will see more rain in October than September. The 1st of October, those leaves change to that beautiful red, and that's when that 12-hour day is. And so October changes to about 11 and a half hours, 11 and a quarter for how much sunlight we have in October. For me, I love putting on the hoodie or a long sleeve tee, the jeans, maybe going to the pumpkin patch or the corn maze and just feeling that fall air. November can be colder, warmer. It really depends on the year. With Black Friday shopping, you can expect to go out in a coat and your jeans and possibly your beanie. 2 out of the last 3 years, I can remember going out Black Friday shopping and putting on a jacket and pants and being just fine. November is when the snow really starts to come. We're talking about an inch of snow at the tops. The snow is gonna be melted by the time 2 or 3 o'clock comes around. The temperatures in the afternoon really don't stay below 32 degrees. November isn't a month of storms. It's not a month of a bunch of wind. Let's talk about the dead of winter, which is December and January. The temperatures in December and January can be and frequently are under that freezing mark, but don't be surprised if you see the average temperature of 34 degrees in December. It doesn't mean that's always where it's at, but it is cold enough to snow. It's usually warm enough for it to melt by the afternoon, and if it is cold enough to stick around, it's usually gone in a couple weeks. Very rarely are we going to see snow that sticks around for a month at a time. We cannot forget the snow apocalypse that was not only cold enough for the snow to stick, but it was kept on coming, and which is so rare for Boise. But I have lived here for 33 out of 35 years of my life, and that is the only time I have ever seen that in Boise. December and January is also a great month to hit the mountains for snowmobiling, sledding. There are those who want to hit natural hot springs in the mountains. There's quite a few of them within an hour's reach. December and January are typically shorter days, usually a sunrise around 8, sunset around 5, so you can see it's really minimal light, added to the coldness of the day. It's kind of fun, if you ask me, to put on a hoodie and a blanket, throw on a TV show, maybe it's your wife throwing on a Hallmark movie, and enjoying the short days. If you do dress for the occasion, the winter won't really get to you, especially because it's dry up here, it's not humid, and so you don't need to put layers and layers on. You just need to get warmth and keep the body heat in, and you'll be fine. As for vehicles, you don't necessarily need to have a 4-wheel drive vehicle. You really just need to know how to drive in the snow. Now, if you're heading up to Bogus, or if you're gonna be heading up Highway 55, does it help? Sure, by all means, go get yourself an SUV, a 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive vehicle to feel safer. February is gonna be a month where you're gonna find it just a little bit warmer than January. The nights are cold, the days are cold, but you're not having to bundle up as much, less precipitation as well. There are some winters where we'll have a dry winter, and then all of a sudden February is the cold and snowy month. Now that's not normal, but that can happen. Ski season is in full force, snowmobiling season is in full force. It's still a winter month, but it's just that the temperatures are climbing up a little bit more and the mountains are still getting a ton of snow. You're gonna see the sunrise in the 7:30 range, sunset in the 7 o'clock range at the latest, and we're starting to see a little bit more sun, which is always nice. I've also seen warm days in the 60s in February. I've also seen cold winter snows in February. It can really depend. We have 206 sunny days here in Boise. That's about 150 days of clouds, overcast. We have usually that's in the winter months, and then you'll also get that with your spring showers. You also get that with your fall weather changing, but most of the time is about 60%, 70%. You're gonna get sunny days here in Boise, Idaho. It can be 32 with no wind and sun, and you will be super surprised at how warm that is. I know you're gonna be coming from another state that might be warmer, and you're probably rolling your eyes and laughing at me right now, but 32 degrees, count my words, with sun, you're gonna try it once and you're gonna believe me, is actually not as bad as it sounds. I will actually take that over a 40-degree and cloudy and rainy day, any day of the week. If you have any questions also about the weather, about moving here, about neighborhoods, about schools, about anything, I would love to help you find your neighborhood, discover Boise, and if it's answering questions or taking you around and finding your dream home, I would be honored and thrilled to take you around town. Text or call 208-891-4200. and we can make living in Boise a reality for you.